I got beta access to the new GoHighLevel rentals feature, and in this video we will check it out if it's any good. Before we start, if you want to apply for the rentals beta program yourself, check the link in the description and I sent you the sign up link. So let's get started with the video. So if you applied for the beta rentals feature using the link I sent you, it takes like a few days and you get it sent to your mailbox. And after that, it will be enabled for your account or all your accounts. You can select like where it's getting applied to. And right now I want to show you where you can find it. So first we come to settings. And then we have to click on calendars, and right here you already can see the rentals feature. So this is what it looks like when you click on rentals, and like you can see I already have like 2 listings in here as a demo, which I will show you in a few seconds. But firstly, like what's the idea behind the rentals feature itself? And like you can use it, for example, if you sell to hotels that want to list their own rooms in their own software, that would be possible doing that. Or you could build something similar to Airbnb, for example, so you could list like all your listings in here from Airbnb. So let's get started and let's have a look at the global settings. So you have first of all booking settings, so you can set up like in which time frame people can book, and you can set up specific hours, which is similar to the standard calendar settings. You can set up like your time zone, in which slot intervals you can book. You can auto confirm. You can have like multiple bookings in your card. So for example, if you have like multiple rooms from your hotel and one person is booking like 2 rooms for multiple people, for example, then you can select an away mode, which is like which pauses everything, and you can disable the time selector, which is important. Like I come back to the time selector to show you an important point, but like with that disabled, customers are able to like choose a time when to book. So if they say they want to book for January 1st, they also can select a time, which is not ideal if you are, for example, renting rooms like on Airbnb, for example. Next is the booking page. So you can define the page name, you can add a logo, you can add your colors and everything. It's pretty similar to the normal calendar settings or like the new service calendar you can use on GoHighLevel. You can accept payments similar to the normal calendar or service calendars within GoHighLevel. And then you also have like notification settings. So that's everything in the global settings. Let's go now to the listings really quick. So the first one I want to show you is a listing where I set it up with like a per day rate. So you basically can load up your different images. You can give it a name, you can add a description. You can also create categories. So let's say you have like rooms that are next to the beach or with like beach view, for example, or mountain view. So you could select that here. Then let's go to inventory and pricing. So inventory is basically how often you can book that one listing. So if you add your hotel, for example, and your hotel has like, let's say 20 rooms you can rent out, it would make sense to toggle this one on and add it to 20. Then next we have variants. So variants basically give you the option to like offer different packages, which you basically also have in like for booking.com, for example. So you can have like a regular price, which is 150. Let's say you make one with breakfast included, then you could do it like 200 per day. So right here you can set your base price. So let's say it's 150 per day. And on here you can say like what it is. So it's 150 per hour, per day, per week, or per month. The first point is seasonal pricing. So you can adjust the price based on the time frame. So you can say like it's between like in August it's high season, so I want to add like X amount above like the normal price, or like you can do it in percentage or in flat, and then here like you can just add it and it gets automatically added to the price if someone tries to book within that time frame. So the next thing is day of the week pricing. So you could basically say, okay, weekends are more expensive than like normal days, so you could come in here and say like, okay, Saturday and Sunday is like 20% more expensive, and then it automatically adjusts the price. So if someone books from Monday to Sunday, they are getting charged 150 for the first 5 days, and then 20% more for Saturday and Sunday. Then a really nice feature, you know, also from Airbnb is duration discounts. So on Airbnb, for example, if you stay longer than like 30 days, for example, you get 15% discount depending on like what you're booking. But that's really cool because you now can say, okay, if you stay for minimum 30 days, you get like 50% discount. And what's also really nice, you can add multiple duration discounts. So you could say, okay, if you stay like 30 days, you get 15, but if you stay 60 days, you get 30% discount. So the next setting is the booking setting. So you can select between date and time selector on the listing or fixed duration, and I quickly show you the difference. If we come to this listing really quick, you can see this one is the time and date selector. So you choose your day and your time. And on this one, it's a duration selector. So I can set up like an hourly rate and they can choose for how long they want to book it. So that's basically what you can set up here. And then you have basically the same settings like in the calendar, like a minimum duration, maximum duration, pre-buffer, post-buffer, minimal schedule, and max advanced booking window, like all the standard settings you would also have like in the calendar. So now I want to quickly show you the difference between like the time selector, because this one was on before, so I had the time selector turned off. If I quickly save that, I want to show you what the difference is, because on the normal listing you will have like a normal date selector and no time selector. And if you are renting out, for example, like rooms like this, it makes more sense to disable the time selector, because like you don't want people to choose a time, like a starting time. That makes basically no sense. So if I refresh this page really quick, you can see the time selector is gone and users can like only select the days they want to stay. If we now come back to the listing with the hourly rate, this makes a big difference, because if we now load the page new, the system is now broken. Like you can see, I selected 1 hour and basically it should charge me $45 per hour, but it says 360, and I can't really tell you why it's saying 360, but like after playing around with it, I noticed that if you turn off the time selector, the based on time listing does not work anymore. So if you are planning to have like hourly rates, so let's say you are renting out conference rooms and people can book them for 6 hours, you need to make sure that you turn on the disabled time selector. So like turn this one off, save changes, and then it's working. Because like I have no idea why it's not working otherwise, but right now like at least you can select like the hour, and then you can say, okay, let's say 2 hours for that day, and the pricing is now working. And that's basically it. So that's the entire new rentals feature in GoHighLevel. Like it looks really basic. You see all the listings in the overview right here. So I hope you like this video. If you want to test the rentals feature yourself, you can get the link to sign up to the beta program down below. And if you want to see how I built this insane lawyer website in GoHighLevel, which looks like Webflow or Framer, then click here and watch this video.